Alright, so these are test answers for instructor use. This will give you the answers to many of the questions that you might have. So actually, this is not, but now that I have your attention, wanted to I put in videos and nobody seems to watch every single one of them. I understand your time's valuable. But I do want to talk about this course. This is an introductory course, and those of you that are used to Gen Ed courses, where everything is doled out a little bit each week and you have assignments due weekly, that's Gen Ed. That's not this, and there's reasons for that. And it's what we call stacked courses. For some of you watching this video, this may be the only course you're taking in an A term or a B term or a C term. So as a result, you have the full term to do this course. For some of you, you may be taking 4 courses. You may have 2 courses in B term and 2 courses in C term, or some combination of that, which means you've got to do more than one course during that term. And you're thinking, well, that's great. You could still give us a weekly assignment. I could, except some of these courses are prereqs of other courses. In other words, you've got to finish course A before you do course B. Now that happens in Gen Ed, but because there's only 2 or 3 courses like that, we put you in, if you're in a degree program, we'll put you in English 1101 and then later on put you in English 2130. So that kind of takes care of itself because there's only one prereq that leads to another. But here, course A may go to course B, and course B may get you to course C, and so forth and so on. So everybody's on a different schedule. I can't make a weekly assignment because if you're the unfortunate person that chose to take 4 courses, your time is going to be shrunk quite a bit. So if you got to take 4 courses and you had 2 half-term sets, a 7.5 week for fall first half and a 7.5 week for fall the second half, that means you've got to do a course just a little over 3 weeks apiece. Now, if this is your only course, you have 7 weeks, 7.5 weeks, if it's a half term. The same could apply if it's full term. Let's say this were a full term course, but you had 4 full term courses. You're still going to have to get this thing done in about 3.5 weeks in order to get to the next one, in order to get to the next one, in order to get to the next one. So if I were to require you to have due dates on specific items, I would have to go with the guy that has the tightest schedule and make everybody run to that. So in other words, this is your only course. Instead of giving you 7.5 weeks, I'd have to give you 3.5 weeks. And you probably would not like that. So what I do, and what I wish instructors of other courses would do, but I also understand why they don't, I give you your entire course at one time. So when you go into lessons over here on the left, you have to complete this orientation assessment and this video quiz. And this video, a syllabus quiz, this video tells you a little bit about what I'm talking about now, but it doesn't go into quite the detail. But under lessons is everything inside of your course. Now, each of these modules carry different time requirements. Like work ethics may take you, it's pointing to this right here. Work ethics may take you to a week to do. Safety may take you half a day to do. This is going to take you a long time. It's the majority of your course. And this battery section is going to take you a very short time. So we allow you to see your entire course, set your own schedule, and work at your pace. Now, your pace still needs to be within the time frame that you're allotted and based on the number of courses you're taking. So, for instance, again, going back to if this is your only course for the term, whether it's a half term or a full term, then you can go at a little more leisurely pace than somebody who has 4 courses and has to do 2 of these in a half term or 4 of these in a full term or whatever the case might be. But a perfect example of courses that I'm calling prereqs, this will make perfect sense to you, hopefully. We have Industrial Motor Controls 1 and Industrial Motor Controls 2. So let's say you're a student that's only in Industrial Motor Controls 1. Obviously, you got to do Industrial Motor Controls 1 before you can do industrial motor controls 2, because one definitely yields to the other. Or PLC basic versus PLC advanced, one leads to the other. So let's just say that's a full term class, and that's all you're taking. You're going to have the entire term to take Industrial Motor Controls 1 or PLC 1. But let's say you're a different guy who's taking AC, Industrial Motor Controls 1 and Industrial Motor Controls 2. So typically we want you to finish AC before you take Industrial Motor Controls 1 and before you take Industrial Motor Controls 2. So if I had weekly assignments doled out to you, I'd have to give the guy taking AC, if it's a 15-week semester, 5 weeks to do that. Tell everybody that's only taking Industrial Motor Control 1, hey, wait 5 weeks. Then you can begin your assignment, because we got to let Bob or Mary catch up to where you are by finishing 1101. And you got to get it done in 5 weeks, even though it's a 15-week semester. Just wouldn't be right. And so we give you your entire course, and we tell you to get it done in the time frame. If you're taking multiple courses and need some advice on kind of how to get those done, please let us know. We'll work with you there. If you're only taking this course, but you go, hey, I still kind of would like to know what I need to do, we can help you there. And give you some kind of idea of how to best break this up and get done a little bit early. And that way, if something were to happen, you would have a buffer built in. So this is why we don't have. I wish we could, but we can't, just because of prereqs and different people taking a different amount of courses. That's why you don't see somebody taking an English 1101 and then an English 2130 in the same semester. You need that first English before you go to that second English. Same thing applies here. It's just kind of a different dynamic because these are occupational courses. So I hope that clears it up, and I hope you're watching this video. I didn't mean to trick you, but I know we all try to shortcut life a little bit, and as a result, sometimes pay for not having read the instructions. I'm back in college myself. I spent about 2 hours doing something one day that probably would have taken me 15 minutes had I bothered to read the instructor's full comments. And so I overdid something. Sometimes we underdo, sometimes we overdo for lack of understanding. So in my case, it was spending a lot more time doing something that I probably needed to. So anyway, if you have questions, please reach out.